In this exercise, we're going to continue practicing with bookmarks a little bit by creating bookmarks that save different filter settings to a visual. So here we have a table full of information about our video game titles and also an average of GameSpot scores. In other words, just some magazine or something in the scores that they're giving these different games. So you can see that really liked some games like this random game. It doesn't look like they liked Apocalypse Runner at all. They gave it a 3.5. But what we want to do is we want to use these buttons to let users of this report quickly show the top 10 games or the bottom 10 games, depending on what they're interested in looking at. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open up the filter pane, and we're going to select our table here, and we're going to start creating some top-N filters. So since we want to show the top 10 titles, title is what we're going to add our top-N filter to. So we're going to open up our title filter. We're going to change the filter type to top-N. And we're going to create our top 10 filter for title based on GameSpot score. So I'm going to close out of some of my panes that are taking up a lot of space. Okay. And I'm going to go over to my games table and I'm going to grab GameSpot score. I'm going to drag that and drop it into the value section of my top-N filter. Sometimes it takes a second. There it is. And I'm going to change the aggregation to average. And I'm going to set this to show the top 10. And you can see that it seems to be working. All of these games are highly rated, so it's showing me the top 10 games, which is exactly what I wanted. It would be more helpful to users, since we're looking at the top 10 games, if these results were sorted. So I'm just going to click on the header for score and sort them top to bottom, so that anyone who is visiting this page can easily see, okay, this game appears to be the number 1 of the top 10 games. Next, I'm going to create a bookmark. I'm going to call this top 10 games. And I'm going to assign that top 10 games bookmark to this button by clicking on it, going to action, changing the type to bookmark, and selecting top 10 games. Now I just need to create my bottom 10 games bookmark. So I can just create a new bookmark. I'll change this to bottom 10 games. Currently, because of the way that I currently have this set, top 10 games and bottom 10 games are exactly the same. But that's no problem. This is easy to change. I'm going to change my top-N filter to bottom 10. I'm going to hit apply. And I'm going to sort these from bottom to top so that you can easily see the worst rated game in the dataset. And I'm going to update the bottom 10 games bookmark with the new settings. So I'm updating that. And I'm going to assign this bottom 10 games bookmarks to this button by going down to my action settings, changing the type to bookmark, and choosing bottom 10 games. Now I should be able to hit Control and check that these buttons are working correctly. And it appears that they are. If I hit top 10 games, it activates my top 10 games button. And if I select the bottom 10 games button, it activates my bottom 10 games bookmark. And you can watch this as I click back and forth. In the bookmarks pane, the correct bookmark is being highlighted. And that's all you had to do to create that.